think you're always a little bit nervous before any match, you know, even if it's a Grand Slam final or the first round in any tournament.
Listen some music and waiting for the moment. No, sure I'm gonna be a little bit nervous, but at the same time I can say I am there. No, I did amazing play course season. I am in the final of Roland-Garros now.
Actually, I play my best tennis when I'm a little bit nervous, but so far I feel pretty confident, and I'm pretty calm as well.
I'm going to be nervous, but at the same time it's the moment to enjoy and try my best.
Le premier joueur entré sur le court est numéro 7 mondial. Il était finaliste ici l'an dernier. Il est suédois, Robin Soderling. Et il sera opposé à celui qui est classé numéro 2 mondial, quadruple vainqueur ici à Roland-Garros, l'Espagnol Rafael Nadal.
Première manche, au service, Robin Soderling.
Ready to go, Soderling to serve.
Zero counts.
What he does do well, Soderling, and he's done it straight away. The first backhand he missed going behind Nadal. More often than not, he goes back behind the player. So players that are particularly quick, he denies them that opportunity to hit on the run, makes them prop and turn.
Net, premier service.
The amount of time on court for these fellows to reach the final. Nadal's been out there for just shy of 14 hours, 13 hours and 53 minutes. And Soderling, a little less, about an hour less, 12 hours and 52 minutes. But it has been Soderling that's played the longer matches, or the best of 5 sets, a couple of 5-setter and a 4-setter. Pretty good opening service game from Soderling. 1 game to love.
Soderling. Premier jeu.
It's a little snapshot, I think, of what we can expect. I mean, Soderling, a couple of points in that game. I mean, he missed a forehand and a backhand, but third or fourth shot of the rally. If it's there to hit, it's in his strike zone, he's just going to go for it. And the accuracy of the serve, quite incredible. He hit 3 lines in that game with his serve.
And the last serve on the second court, it's almost like he hits on the inside of the ball. We're all taught to come around the outside or perhaps over the top of it for extra topspin, but he almost like comes in.
It's inside out, isn't it?
Yeah.
At 217.
Nadal to serve.
Beautifully defended by Nadal.
15-0.
There's that backhand. Might have to be using that backhand cross court very accurately today. Anything down the middle will be eaten alive by the tall Swede.
Just giving Soderling a bit of his own medicine, going back behind him very quickly. At 6'4", the Swede likes to control the points. He doesn't want to do too much scrambling, not as effective when he has to take that left hand off the racket on the backhand.
Zero.
Pretty heavy hitting to start off this one for Nadal, 40-15.
Nadal.
And a swinging ace, that one. Quite a bit of movement on it. Where this one finishes up. So it's 1-1.
That's his classic 1-2 punch, the big serve and straight back in behind the player. It's a great way to negate a good athlete's speed there. Nadal would have loved to have hit a running forehand on that occasion.
30. 40-0. Jeu Soderling.
He's got both his in service games with an ace. Pretty impressive serving for the Swede. 2
Soderling
games to
par
1
2 jeux à 1.
first set.
Premier service.
This is where Rafa, with the heavy forehand, even if that had gone in, he was prepared to play another forehand. Sets the points up nicely.
Fortunate there. Normally when that hits the tape from that far back, it bounces high and goes a little bit deeper in the court. That one, and it hits, just creeps over the net and no chance of getting to it. Yeah, hide that bounce, but then barely gets over the net. Apologies, but I'll take it. When he came here, hadn't particularly had a great clay court season. The first tournament of the year in Barcelona, he reached the final and he lost to Verdasco. He only won one other match in 3 clay court events before arriving here. Rafael Nadal's uncle, who was an international soccer player, international footballer, as they call him over here. Played for Spain. He's been a keen observer all week.
Couple of errors from Nadal, uncharacteristic errors, but he's striving for depth. Normally he likes to play a very consistent game for at least half an hour, 40 minutes before he opens his shoulders.
First break point of the match.
Tries to break the back of his opponent before he does anything too rash, but already Soderling is forcing his hand.
premier service.
I think that's the quandary Rafa really faces against Soderling, because which side does he try and operate towards? There's no real weakness up the other end during these rallies. The only thing that he can really search for is going for depth to keep Soderling back.
Well, that's right. I mean, with Federer, he's got that option of just hooking the ball up high to Federer's backhand, and it's an escape valve. You just don't get that against Soderling.
Soderling. It was a bad bounce in mid-court. You could see he was finally reaching for it. I thought he might commit himself to come in though. Might make a short forehand, the first one.
He had that opportunity, didn't he? He had a feeling he could have followed that ball into the net, but talk about controlling the points. I mean, even though he lost the last 2 points, it's Nadal doing all the defending.
Nadal.
Nadal survives a break point early in this set. It's 2-all.
2 jeux partout.
You know, the thing about Soderling I find amazing, it just doesn't seem to matter where the ball is, he can hit it hard. You know, there's a lot of players that if it's right there in their strike zone, they can clock it, but low, high, wide, doesn't seem to matter.
And there still is a bit of a breeze. There's Magnus Norman. Doesn't sit next to anyone, prefers a little bit of space when he's in the box of Soderling. That's a third forehand by Soderling. There is a little bit of breeze on the court. Soderling's just taking a look up. And that one was a little too close to his body. The previous two, maybe just outside of his hitting zone. Short by Rafa, but that was a nice little change-up, chip down the line, get the ball in a different position on Soderling.
Well, I like that shot, and it obviously a shot that Federer used against Soderling in last year's final extremely well. Rafa can do it. You don't normally see it until later in the match when he really feels confident that he's got the match under control, but you know, that's a relevant shot. Look at the height of the bounce. Let's not forget Soderling's 6'4". Nadal also has a good drop shot off that backhand wing.
15-30.
15-30. Trying to steer that one in, bit of a miss hit, wrapped it around the top of the frame. Well, he stopped play, threw it back, and then he challenged the call.
Well, I've never seen this. That is the first time I've ever seen Rafa get one of those just calls wrong.
Well, he'd hit a great return. He'd hit a return to within 6 inches of the baseline. He looked at the wrong mark. He just got it wrong.
Now he loses the point. Jean Gachachin is the president of the French Federation.
That was unusual from Nadal there at 15:30. I mean, normally he's just a great match player, and he's just shows that his mind must be just spinning a little bit out there.
Well, he obviously thought it was out. He's got a break point now. That's his first opportunity on the Swede serve. Taking risks, that's big hitting, and he's finding the mark, saves the break point.
Égalité.
That's the play Nadal likes, but he hasn't had too many of them in this match so far, where he's able to control it, control the point.
That final pass just clipped the tape too. So Soderling just showing us once again that even when he's out of his strike zone, he can get something on the ball. Absolutely at full stretch. Big plant of the left leg. Lots of left hand, and that just caught the tape.
Oh, bad error of judgment there from Soderling. That was well in. That was a metre inside the court. So it's Nadal with the first break of the match.
Nadal mène par 3-2.
Waiting for the spectators there up the side of the court there.
This is the end that might fully suit the left hand of Nadal. Good serve down the tee. You can see the wind aiding that serve and that forehand. If he can get it going cross court, get Soderling out of the court. Yep. Another one, very aggressive. I saw in the last couple of games, Rafael doing so much retrieving at this end.
30.
Using it to his full advantage.
30-15.
Soderling had a quick look at that one. It was close to the baseline.
How the game has changed, though. Soderling on the run there, you'd think he'd just think of something defensive, just tossing it back. In his eyes, that was a winner opportunity. Didn't miss by much.
Nadal.
Nadal now. Whole serve. Consolidates that break now.
Nadal mène par 4 jeux à 2.
About 15 minutes ago, it was Nadal serving at 1-2, and he was down a break point. And held, and then broke, and was held again.
Out. 15-0.
Two big second serves by Soderling, catching Rafa.
40-0.
Yeah, that was 184. I mean, that's pretty much Rafa's first serve speed.
Good idea of how breezy it is today. So that was wind assisted, because coming down the line, we're looking right up that line. It was outside and just hooked in at the last moment.
Timing immaculate. The slide stopping just as impact occurred. And as you said, Fire is just using that wind to bring it back around.
Égalité. Avantage Soderling.
rally of the match so far. Soderling did not want to go to the Nadal forehand throughout that rally until he opened up the court.
I like that low camera angle. It just gives you a great look at the different margins when Nadal played that slice backhand, just what Soderling was faced with.
Juice.
Net premier service.
That's one of the few times from Soderling that we just haven't seen full commitment on the backhand. It was almost, by his standards, played at about three-quarter pace. This one just here, normally he just pulls the trigger and it's not coming back one way or the other.
The last couple of points might have taken a little bit out of Soderling, a little winded. Missed that first serve by a distance, and as you say, didn't unleash on that backhand.
Break point, Nadal. Well, you have to clip the line. You've got the outside edge of the line on that far side to Nadal's backhand.
Égalité.
Big point.
Soderling is at the back of the court here. I think he's sucking in a lot of wind at the moment.
How's that last forehand? I mean, that missed by maybe 3 or 4 inches. Would have been a clean winner up the line. I mean, Nadal, talk about the trouble he had with his knees and his movement last year. He is moving unbelievably well here this year.
Didn't make any commitment there. Was caught in no man's land around the service line trying to play that half volley. Nadal reached all those.
Nadal.
Well, you're kind of hoping for something a little more, because look at Rafa, comes under the ball. It's like that squash shot that we talk about. Everyone does play this a lot better, but you'd still be hoping for a volley around knee height.
But I think that's what surprised him. He couldn't believe that he got a half volley out of that situation, and he just wasn't prepared.
Another break point for Nadal. That's not easy to do, and Nadal knows he's not going to serve in volleys, so he's throwing back these returns, and they're pretty deep in the court.
I think you're right there, Mark. Just looking at Soderling, he's down our end of the court. You know, his body language and his breathing. Definitely some of these rallies, and one rally in this game was pretty much the longest of the match, I think. Just trying to regroup here for a minute. Robin Soderling.
Another big second serve directed to Nadal's forehand.
Avantage Soderling.
How was the height of the bounce? 187 kilometres an hour, but Nadal, he's 5 metres behind the baseline. It was a metre above his head.
Very good hold from Soderling there. to avoid the 2 service breaks. It's now 4-3. Nadal still with a break.
Changement de balle ramasseur, s'il vous plaît, balle 9. New balls. Nadal mène par 4 jeux à 3.
Four-three server, new balls.
Well, you know, he missed a couple of those in the last game, and I was sort of thinking to myself, I hope he doesn't stop trying for that shot, because if he just starts playing this type of a rally, that's where he came unstuck last year. And bravely going for it again. This is not a great end for him. The wind is blowing across your screen right to left. But he has to play a big game and use all of the court, Nadal, if he's going to win here this afternoon. Has to take some chances. It's not always in his nature. So that serve from Nadal, that's 138 kilometres an hour. That's 50 kilometres an hour slower than some of Soderling's second serves in the previous game. That is a huge difference.
Encaisse.
Pace of shot, depth, good pace.
Reacted badly to that return, Rafael Nadal. Just never got set.
And until that, one of the great promoters of our sport, has a tournament in Madrid prior to coming here to Paris. Played Davis Cup for Romania with Elena Stasi. Struggled a little on serve. 1-2, and it was from this end also. So another chance here for Soderling. That's the only great point he had was when Nadal served from this end last time round at 1-2.
Out. Égalité.
That was a huge forehand by Soderling, only just missing.
He just absolutely thrashes the ball, Soderling, and he hits that close to the line. So the ball loses most of its pace when it hits the court, but his shot is so deep. You've got so little time to react and recover. And playing down the centre and hard sometimes is denying Nadal any opportunity to really play with any accuracy from the back of the court.
It is into that breeze. Made it all the more important for Soderling to hold serve in the previous game.
Avantage Soderling.
Give himself an opportunity to try and break back, level the score. Wind's going to aid a lot of his big returns.
Égalité. It was only a three-quarter pace serve, that one too.
Fred, you said at the start of the telecast, the first set will be big, and it's been such a tough first set. Really intense points, nearly 45 minutes already, and we're only at 4-3. I think psychologically and physically this first set is extremely important. It's a killing blow for the person that does get it. You would imagine that there's going to be some ebbs and flows in this match, and to have that first set under your belt, it's going to be big.
Game point for 5-3 now.
Nadal.
Nadal hangs in there. Soderling misses the baseline by a fraction on two big forehands. And that allows Nadal to a 5-3 lead here in this opening set.
Les joueurs sont prêts, s'il vous plaît. Zéro 15.
That ball took a bad hop off the service line, and I believe caused Soderling to misjudge his swing. So it's love 30. Set points.
0-40.
Nadal. Save.
isn't it? Down 3 set points. Really didn't have to contest any of them.
Égalité.
Ace unreturnable. That's a free point. Just another big first serve. 224 kilometres an hour. The one previous was 229.
Trying to go for height.
Avantage Soderling.
Really even clear the net by much, but certainly way short.
Well, it's a good thing to see Rafa's coach, Uncle Tony. He loves his tennis. He applauded that forehand. It's a great effort for Soderling to get back into this, save 3 set points. Tony appreciates his tennis. Always wants Rafa to win, but game point now. And a great effort from the Swede. Down 3 set points in this opening set. Fires down some big serves.
Nadal mène par 5 jeux à 4. Mesdames, Messieurs, par respect pour les joueurs, veuillez rester silencieux entre le premier et le deuxième service. Merci.
Nadal now serving for the opening set.
Just wonder on that occasion whether Soderling might have been better placed just to make Nadal play a volley. It's the last thing Nadal would have wanted to do is play that volley. Pretty clean strike from Soderling. Just missing the line. You know, I don't mind that little chip, but I really think he's got to hit it like he did the other time. Just the little inside-out chip going away to Soderling's backhand. Make the big man reach down there with 2 hands on the racket.
That was more like a tease. That wasn't a tease to the forehand.
Just if you know, easier said than done, but just that little off slice that lands around the service line, just dribbling away. If he's going to employ that shot. Getting a bit shorter, boys, isn't he, Nadal?
Soderling really letting fly even from the first point. Missed by a fraction. Hasn't held back since.
30.
Had nothing, Connor. Nice one by Nadal.
But that was like a training drill with Soderling as the coach. He's just centre court, getting a lot of balls back around the service line, just moving his man left, right, till he had enough room. Has clouded over again. We started off in sunshine. The clouds are back. Heavier, cooler. Nadal having to work a little harder to get some value from his spin off the court.
Premier service.
Good serve down the tee, using that wind for the left-hander.
40-30.
Set point now. And that is the first set to the four-time champion here, Rafael Nadal. He wins the first set in 55 minutes, 6 games to 4.
Deuxième manche.
Second set, Soderling to serve.
Premier service. Zero.
Spoke about how well Nadal is moving, and so he's having a lot of opportunities to control the rally and not quite getting it right on that final strike. And I just wonder whether he could start just playing with a bit more margin to the sides of the court where the service line meets the sideline. He has persistently tried to hit through Nadal. He can do that, but Nadal has made enough balls just to make him feel like that court is a little bit smaller. I like the forehand when he goes line, Nadal. Had enough time to do it there. And let's hope that he continues to try the drop shot. if he can constructs the point like that, he'll get it right more often than not. Once again, Nadal going with the forehand down the line on a few occasions, and it just opens things up for him if he does. Sometimes he just gets a bit set in that pattern of just hooking it cross court. I mean, this is great depth, obviously, but it just opens up that backhand wing, gives him options.
Unbelievable retrieving skills from Nadal. And holds serve there, Soderling. 1-1, second set.
Premier jeu, deuxième manche.
Well, how's that for a rally? I mean, I like Nadal's forehand line. He hit that last point. He hit an absolute beauty, and Soderling just crushed it cross court to within inches of the line himself. Just amazing, the imagination of these players. They never see themselves as being in trouble. They see everything as an opportunity to make something happen.
Some of those stats there. A lot of unforced errors by Soderling. 21, 12 winners. He knew that he was going to try and control the action from his end of the court. Nice tidy amount of winners and unforced errors for at the other end of Nadal. 8 winners, 8 unforced errors. Soderling used up a lot of energy holding that last game, but it is up the more difficult end, and he's up 1-love. Might be able to inflict some damage on Nadal. He's only going to 3/4 his serve in.
Generate your own pace.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to bother Soderling, does it? Whether he's got pace to work with or not. But that's sort of that hooking forehand for Nadal that works so well against Federer up against that single-handed backhand. But against Soderling, I really believe he's got to persist when he's got time with the forehand line.
75-40.
Nadal having a quick look up the other end of the court. And at this stage it is Soderling. He's got a couple of break point chances now.
And guys, the weather is definitely getting heavier, and it just seems to favour Soderling so much. Nadal's just not getting any real jump off the court. And I mean, whilst Nadal is scrambling well, and Soderling is missing a little bit on that last ball, you really get the feeling that if Soderling doesn't panic, he can control his man well enough and control enough points here to really do some damage. Open stance forehand, and boy, did he rip that one. Nadal just can't seem to find a way to hurt him.
Avantage Soderling.
In his last few games, can't get the ball up high enough on him, can't hit it hard enough to trouble him. I mean, he's just standing on the baseline, standing and delivering, Soderling.
Break point again.
And that's the reason why he's dominated on these courts. Again, turning defense. Another defensive shot and quickly into attack.
Égalité.
And that's not an easy volley given all the running that he's done throughout this rally. It's just that one shot, absolute commitment.
He had to change his grip on the volley as well. That's terrific of it.
S'il vous plaît.
Juice.
That's disappointing after that brilliant effort down break point, just to gift him a backhand. But he's under the pump here, Nadal, no question about it.
Égalité. Avantage Nadal.
That's the reaction Uncle Tony, and from Nadal himself. Gets out of that one. Some great scrambling to do so. You don't get that many opportunities against Nadal, and you're going to feel as though Soderling has got to take them. Had an opportunity there.
Yeah, they showed those break point opportunities. None. Hasn't been able to break once out of the 7 opportunities, but he didn't play too much, take too much part in the rest of the game in that long break point, Soderling. There. That was going to be another quick point. If you remember, after that long break point, Rafa gifted him with a miss, and then it was 3 errors by Soderling that followed up. And that would have been number 4. If it hadn't have trickled over.
Not much you can do off that big first serve, but Soderling, he just loves this ball up around chest height. With his extreme grip and his height, no problems at all. Generating power from there.
Premier service.
This is just what Soderling wants, is a good, quick, cheap game here, and then puts the pressure right back on to Nadal. The drop shot we've seen from Soderling, and we've only seen one from Nadal in the course of this match so far. So Soderling 2 games to 1, but he's down a set.
Thought that if Soderling was able to get to a high percentage of first serves with a high win rate and backing it up with that big forehand, that it would make things easier. In that stat where the points were 3 shots or less, he is in front, but they're also playing some longer rallies where Rafa is able to just dig enough back. The first serve percentage isn't going quite as well, down around the low 50% mark. Needs a higher percentage than that.
Chair umpire told Nadal too just to be wary of his time between points. Rafa said, but we're having a lot of long points. And then said thank you very sarcastically to the umpire. Just have a situation in the crowd where I think somebody has fainted. The medics are attending to them.
Play will just be held up momentarily When that happens, a lot of the folks around that particular spectator all have to move or stand up.
Happened in a match we were calling the other day. It was a very extremely hot day on that occasion. Spectators jammed in pretty tight. Not much air circulating. Anyway, he's okay.
Yeah, settled down again now.
15-0.
I'd like to measure the racket head speed of Nadal's forehand right here. Extraordinary power. And to get that angle, to get the ball up that sharply and then get it to drop. Just have a look at the follow through. Complete 360 over his head.
Easy service game for Nadal. 2-2 now, second set.
Out. 15.
Great anticipation. Going back behind the player once again, Soderling.
0-30.
Rafa just stays there, picks this off, and Soderling not even bothering to really chase it. Almost defeated or crushed by the fact that he hit it right back into Rafa's forehand.
Love 30 now.
And there's a bit of a panic move, I think, for Soderling to hit that one and follow it into net. He's not the quickest mover to react. See where he reaches. Not even into the service line.
To say nothing of the pass, though. Have a look at Nadal's head. He has still not looked up at the ball, just completely focused on it.
Break points now, 3 of them for the Spaniard. That's wide.
Nadal.
So Nadal breaks serve. Soderling's had a couple of opportunities in this set. So now Nadal with a break. 3-2 and 1 set to love.
If Soderling does commit that many unforced errors, for him to be able to be on top of Nadal, he's got to be able to have a high win rate as well off that forehand, and it's just not happening for him at the moment.
Well, he pounds the ball that hard, Soderling, that he gets a lot of forced errors, but Nadal's getting them all back. And then he just continues to pound the ball, and then he pulls the trigger a little too excessively, and the errors start to mount. He's there, right there or thereabouts. I agree with you, Fred. I think he's very frustrated at the moment, Soderling, but he's controlling the majority of the points. It's just... the execution on the final delivery is not quite there. And how well is Nadal moving? You've got to racket that last ball.
Well, I just think that when you get to that bit of frustration, you hit 3 or 4 good shots and you just overplay the last one because you're just out of your comfort zone. You think, well, I've got to give this a little bit extra. I've got to put it closer to the line, and he's just barely missing.
He's a freakish mover on this surface, Rafael Nadal.
Think he's fit?
Yeah.
Well, he's making Rafa come up with some incredible shots. And you see, once more, when he runs to that forehand, to be able to extract the angle and power. At time, it was just finesse.
But how was the pass? He was about 6 metres behind the baseline.
What about the volley even? You have to give that volley 100%.
Not that it's a big part of Soderling's repertoire, but that's the type of shot I'm talking about. If Nadal is so far behind the court, if he can extract anything like that sort of an angle, he'll get the rewards that he's after. But he has continuously tried to hit through Nadal this afternoon, and the Spaniard is moving too well.
Merci.
Well, what's your favourite word for Nadal? Relentless. That's the last 4 or 5 years we've used that.
Nadal mène par 4
And
jeux à
it's
2.
still the same. Unbelievable. Keeps coming at you.
And he's able to do it up the tough end of the court. That time he's serving into the wind for most of the time. Ball just sitting up nicely, but his retrieving ability just shining through again.
That's right, it's his legs and his heart at the moment that are breaking Soderling's spirit. Extraordinary moving.
Well, the Spanish media, I think, looked upon this one as one that Nadal wanted because they feel that he was not at 100% last year, not taking anything at all away from Soderling, but questions with the knees, and they just felt that he was shot to pieces coming in here, and this was going to be his day again. It's turning out that way at the moment.
15.
That's pretty much the story of the match right there, isn't it? I mean, he had the opening, he smashes the ball through the court, Nadal is there, makes him play a couple more shots, and out of frustration, he overplays.
Just out of his comfort zone, this one, and a little bit deep.
This is a big game. Soderling just taking his time. The back of the court. Needs to hold here. Give himself an opportunity to try and get back into this set and ultimately win this set. Down 2-0. It's going to be a big ask.
En 40.
This could spell disaster. Break point.
Égalité.
Nadal would like this over a second serve. Desperate to get it to the backhand of Soderling. Could see him just gesturing there with his arm. Got to get it further over to the left.
Avantage Nadal.
He's muttering to himself now, Soderling. He's on the edge.
Well, that's the end of the second set. It's 5-2 now, 2 service breaks.
Nadal mène par 5-2.
Nadal serving for 2-0 lead.
Yeah, 0.
Well, at the start of the second set, there was just a 10 or 15 minute period there. Soderling was just controlling everything. But Nadal retrieved that many balls back. He's just frustrated the big Swede. And now with a 5-2 lead, he starts to open his shoulders.
That was a very weary looking forehand. Not a lot of quick footwork. The sharpness maybe evaporated.
Not much conviction in that one. And we're at set points now for 2-0.
Out. 45. Deuxième manche, Nadal.
Tony's happy, the Spaniards are happy. Nadal is 2 sets to love in this final. 6-4, 6-2.
6 jeux à 2. Nadal mène par 2 manches à 0.
Just beating him with his legs and his stubbornness. Nadal. Soderling cannot find a way through, and this is just a sign of frustration.
Well, it's no real surprise because that's what Rafa does against the majority of the other players, especially on the clay courts.
So where does Soderling go from here?
Troisième manche. Reprenez vos places rapidement, mesdames, messieurs,
Does he
s'il vous
have
plaît.
the belief to hang around and be
Les joueurs sont
competitive
prêts,
in
s'il
this
vous plaît.
third set?
Merci.
He's certainly got the game to do it.
I think he'd be struggling to do it.
Can Nadal sustain his high level?
15-0.
Off the back foot.
15-1.
Weight going backwards from the middle of the court, and Rafa still able to find a winner.
What? 15-30. Égalité.
Again, just overplaying it. Out of the comfort zone. He cannot hit them for winners.
But a real feature of his play over the 2 weeks has been the fact that he's gone in behind his opponent. Today, more often than not, he's tried to strike it into the open court. Nadal has tracked it down pretty well.
Avantage Nadal.
He does have that appearance at the moment, Soderling, of a boxer that's hit himself out, thrown too many big punches that haven't landed.
Nadal.
That one missed. Overplayed it again, so that might be something that he may not be able to recover from. Robin Soderling, the straw that broke the camel's back. 1-love, 2 sets to love.
Nadal, 81% of first serves in. Look at Soderling, 41%. Definitely a little fatigue involved, I think, for Soderling. When you're tired, your first serve percentage drops dramatically. 9 winners, 12 unforced errors. Look at Nadal, 11 winners, 4 unforced errors. And once again, Soderling, 4 break points in that set. Couldn't get one. And that's been a problem for him. Cannot convert his chances. And they've been quite a few in the first 2 sets, but we wonder now about his mental conviction. Soderling has the appearance of a beaten man.
Certainly helped that backhand down the line. It almost was the determining factor in that semi-final between Berdych and Soderling, wasn't it? The first serve percentage of Berdych under fatigue. Wasn't able to win enough of those free, easy points. Soderling was able to control his fatigue a little better.
Well, Rafa almost being forced to the net on a couple of occasions. Degree of difficulty on the half volley. 360 there from Nadal after he hits it. Didn't quite know where the ball was, I think. So love 30. And this would do Soderling's morale a lot of good, I think, to break back straight away. Oh, no legs there whatsoever. Off pace first serve.
Sun comes through for the first time in about an hour and a half. Just not quite getting to the ball now. Soderling, as we say, half a step slow. Both mental fatigue and physical exertion. Pretty all. Good that he's hanging in there. Nadal just teasing him here throughout this rally. This time he comes in and makes the volley. Gets a break point.
He didn't make the pass there, Nadal. It was a mishit volley from Soderling that didn't carry, but he religiously goes cross-court with that backhand pass. I mean, Soderling was absolutely on top of the net. Nadal was still trying to go there.
S'il vous plaît. Égalité.
Just 175k, but a slider in the right spot. And Soderling having to take one hand off the racket. Hour and 45 minutes of play on the clock there.
You can see Nadal, I mean, he's so at home on the clay. When he tries to hit a winner, it's not through the court.
Avantage Nadal.
The clay court is, because of the great spin that they generate, they get the ball up and down so quickly. Nadal, a lot of his off forehand winners landing around the service line, but close to the sideline. And that angle is impossible to defend against.
Égalité. Avantage Nadal.
The stadium holds 14,845, and you've had a good look at them. And the place is packed. Game point. Another one on the line. So Nadal survives the break point early in the third set. He's pretty much in control at the moment.
Nadal
2 sets to love, 2
2
games to love. The winner here, €1,120,000. That's about $1.5 million. The runner-up gets half of that. Then he's still chasing them down, Nadal. From meters behind the baseline in that rally.
à 0. $40-0. Soderling.
Well, a fine service game from Soderling. He's staying in there. Good love game, just what he needed there.
Nadal mène par 2
Still
jeux
down a break.
So I'm sure he probably sat back and watched the Nadal-Meltzer semi-final and saw that Nadal was up 2 sets to love and a break. It didn't really put up too much defense when returning serve, just focused on trying to hold serve and ease his way through to the final. Maybe that's an area that Soderling, if it gets to the latter stages of this set, that Soderling might be able to find a little breakthrough, a little crack in the strong defense of Nadal.
And he did play one backhand in the previous game where he just eased off it a little bit and just kind of rolled across court, shorter, angled, and there's a lot of space there. But whether he's got the legs now and the belief, I don't know. But very capable of structuring the points in his favour, Soderling. But his execution on that last ball today has just not quite been there. Nadal has frustrated him. A lot of his best shots have come back.
And you have to point out that it's not that Soderling at this stage is thinking, I can win this match, I have to play another 3 sets. It's really just trying to get that 1 set. If you can make it 2 sets to 1, then perhaps there's a little bit more belief. Nadal might go off form, lose his edge. But it's not really for Soderling to be thinking that I can win 3 straight sets at the moment.
There's been no signs of it. I mean, the Nadal retrieving has just been unbelievable, but I just wonder if Soderling can hang around. I mean, if Nadal just loses half a step himself, been out on court now for nearly 2 hours, and Nadal's done an incredible amount of running, that would make life a lot easier for Soderling. But I just don't see the urgency in the feet at the moment for him.
No footwork in that one, was there? Looking at the same thing, but I think the last 2 matches have taken a lot out of Soderling. The emotion with the Federer match Also, that one was played, and really Federer at that stage of the evening didn't have much of a chance. Soderling just teed off on everything, and then Thomas Berdych, a long 5-setter.
It's becoming apparent that maybe to beat Nadal and Federer in a Grand Slam here at Roland-Garros might be a bit much. Of course, he beat Nadal here last year, couldn't take care of Federer in the final. Maybe the effort of beating the two men is too tough. There it is again, just not quite getting behind the ball, Robin Soderling.
Nadal mène par 3-1.
3-1 now.
Well, let's see if he does, you know what you're saying, Mark, whether he just kind of coasts a little on returning games here, Nadal, thinking that he can just serve this match out, or whether, as he did against Meltzer, to his detriment, or whether he just kind of plays the game that has gotten him to this point.
Still being made to work very hard, Soderling. Nadal came forward on a short ball and then retreated and gets back into the point. Makes you play another one, that lob just a little deep.
Loves the cross-court pass. You know it's going there, but he still finds it. Gets that ball to land inside the service line from where he is in the court. This is quite incredible. Just over the service line on that case, but just don't know how he finds the angle from back there.
What amazes me is just the head just stays there and just watches the ball onto the racket. There's no idea where he knows it's going, except he knows it's going in on most occasions. .15, Soderling hanging in there.
Soderling.
Soderling holds serve. It's now 3-2.
Nadal mène par 3-2.
Still with that service break, 2 sets to love.
Still not convinced Nadal can just reel off 3 service games to close this out. I still think.
I think he can.
I think Soderling. You know, he's the kind of guy that can slap a few, string a few together. If he thinks he's down and out, he may just put a few together. I think Nadal may have to break one more time.
That's about Soderling's only chance, isn't it? He's just got to fire away and hope that he hits them in.
Well, this is the end that Nadal's had a bit of trouble holding from, so this is probably his best opportunity. Nadal's been pretty solid up the other side.
Dawkins.
Footwork. That's all that was needed for this smash. Look how quickly he gets back. Gives himself plenty of room so that the weight is coming forward into the smash.
S'il vous plaît.
That's the only chance he has, and that one, he made that one. Just huge forehand right on the line, just rips it.
Quarante.
2 hours old this match now. Game point for a 4-2 lead.
Nadal.
A wild swing there from Soderling, losing control, and Nadal keeps ahead, 4-2 for third set.
Nadal mène par 4 jeux à 2.
Coach Norman has to be a little concerned at the moment. Nadal's trying to just become the second man in history, Roland-Garros, to win 5 or more titles here. He's won 4. This will give him 5 if he can win this one, if he can get over the line. Bjorn Borg leads that with 6.
15-0.
And Nadal, at just 24 years of age, you'd think he got a chance of breaking that record.
A number of them coming in a few years ahead. Need to really reach for that forehand. Doesn't look comfortable though, Rafa, when he plays that backhand slice. but it's been effective today. And that right leg of Soderling swinging around at the point of contact can help his balance.
So once again, just those quick little adjusting steps not there for Soderling.
En 40.
Well, it's a break point for Nadal.
You can nearly say this is a virtual match point if he wins this.
Net premier service.
He's just got to push himself to get through this game.
Égalité.
Soderling, hold serve. You would have to figure that, given the occasion for Nadal, he's going to get a little tight on a couple of points as he moves closer to the finishing line. And he doesn't want to cough up 2 service breaks, Robin Soderling.
That's unbelievable hitting from Soderling, and that's why I made the comment. But I think, you know, Nadal, he just has to be careful because Soderling, if he relaxes, he might think he's out of here, and he just starts freewheeling it. He's capable of this sort of hitting.
Well, the crowd will appreciate this effort from Soderling. Certainly under the gun here now, 2 sets to love, 4-3 in the break.
Nadal mène par 4 jeux à 3.
New balls, serving. 4-3, 2 sets to love.
Just not quite getting to the pitch of the slower ball. Too many unforced errors. 28 off the forehand side alone in under 3 sets of tennis for Soderling.
15 hommes.
It's a nice little move there, forward and across. 136 kilometre an hour slider there from Nadal, not quite good enough.
And another forehand of Rafa. Excessive topspin and forcing Soderling just to take that extra half step on that backhand side, not able to get the left leg out. Early parts of this match, Soderling created a very strong base, got that left leg behind the ball. Having trouble creating a strong base now.
Nadal.
Nadal there with a confident stride now as he goes to change rackets. It is now 5-3. Third set, 2
Nadal
sets to love.
And what a difference in the footwork of Nadal to get up to that short forehand. He was there with time to spare. Lots of urgency in his movement, has been all afternoon.
Boy, he nearly hooked that one in. Maybe it is in. Nadal having a quick look.
One of those marginal calls on play, could go either way. It's almost a matter of opinion as to whether there's a faint touch of the line.
15-0.
Well, that's an extraordinary shot at this stage of the match, but that was a part of the court that he has not been able to find pretty much throughout the day. He's continually tried to hit through the baseline. I mean, I guess that's an amazing shot, and it's a high-risk shot, but it's really been the only way past Nadal to try to create that sort of angle.
Love. Nadal serve out to get his name on the Championship Cup.
Not bad touch there. Doesn't really get his head over the ball, Soderling. You can see he's pretty upright, and a drop shot played at 30 love. No real pressure, but once again Nadal going cross court with the pass.
Haute.
Soderling. And the big swinging forehand from Soderling allows him to hold serve.
Nadal mène par 5-4.
To serve for the match.
Well, he's held his end of the bargain up, Robin Soderling. Going to mount one more challenge from his end of the court, and he's up the good end as well throughout this match. The end where Rafa is going up to serve. Both fellas have struggled serving somewhat into the wind. And it doesn't matter whether you're a 6-time Grand Slam champion, there's always going to be nerves as you're about to step up and serve, simply because he's not getting any cheap points off of the first or second serve.
No, and you know, I tend to think that Nadal's attitude, it's all very well for us to sit up here, and he will be slightly nervous, but he's got to try to come out and just win this game.
Yes, he sits back and allows Robin again to play to his strengths. He could get burnt. But I think that forehand line, the off forehand, you know, if he's brave enough to hit that and go for it, just make sure that he makes Soderling hit on the run. Doesn't spoon the ball up the middle of the court. It's been Nadal's afternoon. Let's see if he can close it out.
And that is the trophy, the Coupe de Musketeers, named for the 4 Musketeers who this stadium actually was built for in the early 30s after they were successful in Davis Cup play.
Merci, bravo, merci.
The French aviator, Roland-Garros. Crowd just doing the wave. Probably the last opportunity they might have to do that. As Nadal serves for the match.
S'il vous plaît, merci.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. Just standing and delivering with that off forehand or forehand down the line. That's the shot that just opens the court up for him.
Zero.
Well, a couple of wild attempts at returns. And Uncle Tony's already on his feet. 3 match points now.
S'il vous plaît. C'est le match. Nadal 6-4, 6-2, 6-4.
And in 2 hours and 18 minutes, Rafael Nadal becomes only the 2nd man in the history of this championship to win here at Roland-Garros 5 times.
Nadal!
Only man to surpass that then is Bjorn Borg with 6. And he wasn't made to work for the last game, but a well-deserved victory, fellas. Well,
yeah, you know, I get the feeling that this victory was a year in the making. You know, he was stung last year. He considered this tournament his own, this court his own, and that loss to Soderling, it really shattered the latter part of his 2009 season. And I believe that he had nothing in his mind since that day he lost to Robin Soderling and getting his title back. Look at Uncle Tony. He made a couple of comments in the press after Rafa lost. He felt like the French crowd didn't appreciate Rafa's efforts here. He was stung too, and you know, to come back here basically undefeated over the whole clay court season, didn't lose a set in this tournament. I mean, what an extraordinary effort.
Have a look at the emotion. This is incredible.
Well, he's certainly gone back to the basics that has made him this great, renowned clay courter. Just not going for too many first serves. A high amount of first serves, and just relying upon his heart and his will to retrieve the ball all through this tournament.
Unbelievable. The people think, he looks cool, calm and collected, the same with Federer, but you've got to be an emotional person to play this game, to be a champion.
Cérémonie de remise de récompense du simple messieurs des internationaux de France 2010, Award Ceremony of the 2010 French Open. Les trophées seront remis par le président de la Fédération française de tennis, M. Jean Gachassin, accompagné du champion qui a disputé ici 4 finales. On a remporté 2 en 1959 et en 1960, cette dernière il y a exactement 50 ans, M. Nicolas Pietrangeli. Et je vous propose de revoir ces images sur les écrans. Finaliste des internationaux de France 2010, pour la 2e fois en finale, Robin Soderling. Vainqueur, et il remporte son 7e tournoi du Grand Chelem, son 5e ici à Roland-Garros, Rafael Nadal. Mesdames, Messieurs, en l'honneur du vainqueur, l'hymne national espagnol.